This video has taken a lot more takes than I'd like to admit. It's getting to a point where it's annoying. I literally had it at the end and then fumbled it so bad in the last two fight predictions that I think I needed to re-record the entire video. So hopefully my brain's working good enough to finish it this time. But today we're going to be going over my predictions and breakdowns for UFC Freemason 250. The predictions part is quote-unquote, it's mostly gut feeling. I didn't rewatch a lot of fights. I'm just going off of what I remember seeing live. More just focused on giving you guys a general idea of what's going on going into this. But with that, let's get right into it. So starting off the card, we have Diego Lopez at number 2 versus Steve Garcia at number 9 for a featherweight fight. I imagine the winner of this is probably a fight away from a title elimination. It's Diego, so he might just get... We might be saying Volk versus Diego Lopez 3, ladies and gentlemen. Nah, but in all seriousness, I think Diego Lopez is going to win this pretty easy. I'm biased. Diego is my favorite fighter. But, you know, Garcia's on a 7-fight win streak, a lot of knockouts, good power. Lopez, a lot of knockouts also. Was on a good win streak until he fought Alexander Volkanovski, the greatest featherweight of all time. So, I don't know. His only other loss in the UFC is a 5 days notice fight to Movsar Evloev, where he had him in some deep submissions. Probably also Volk's second best win, if we're being real. I'd put him over Yair and Brian Ortega very comfortably. Steve Garcia, 7 wins. Over who? David Onama? Melchizel Costa, that win was aging well until it wasn't. I mean, Arnold Allen made that man his son. Beat him on the ground, beat him on the feet. I mean, he literally... Arnold Allen spun Melchizel Costa in a circle. Made that man do a 180. I saw something about Melchizel Costa's moving up to lightweight now. That's what happened to Steve Garcia's best win. I don't know why people are picking Garcia other than to be different. I could be proven wrong here. I'm biased, like I said. But just Diego Lopez's experience, his severe grappling advantage. I forgot to mention that. He's going to, I mean, if he wants to, he'd out-grapple Steve Garcia very easily. Steve Garcia might even drop him and then just end up in a triangle or something because he gets overexcited. This is definitely the brightest of lights I've ever been for Steve Garcia. Meanwhile, Diego Lopez fought at already the Sphere. He fought at UFC 300. He fought Volk twice. The lights aren't going to be too bright for him. I don't know if I can say the same thing about Steve Garcia. So I'm going to be taking Diego Lopez probably late round 2 TKO, if I had to take a guess. I don't think we're going to see a submission. I just don't think that's really on the table. I don't think they're going to grapple that much. But I don't know. Diego just fights way more often. Garcia has 10 fights in 6 years compared to Diego Lopez's 9 in 3. Diego Lopez fought at 295, 300, 303, 306, 314, Noche, and 325. And his only 2 losses are to probably the 2 best featherweights in the division. I still think Diego Lopez would beat Lerone Murphy pretty comfortably. And I can't say the same about Steve Garcia. And I know Lopez has more losses, but like he's Brazilian. They're always going to have losses outside the UFC. I don't know. I just think it's going to be a pretty easy night at the office for Lopez. And they might not let him walk out to La Chona. I don't know if that's real or not. If they don't, that's egregious. Let the man walk out to La Chona. I don't care about the tensions between Mexico and America right now. So getting into our second fight, somehow over... How does Bo Nickel keep sneaking his way onto these cards? The man was on the main card of UFC 300. I get it. He's a very accomplished NC2A wrestler. I think he's going to beat Kyle Dawkins by a decision because Kyle Dawkins is a great BJJ practitioner. I think it could end up being a bit of a stalemate with the ground stuff. Bo Nickel's probably going to overestimate his ability on the feet, but it's not like Kyle Dawkins is like some crazy striker. Both coming off of knockouts that are very non-indicative of who they are as fighters, if I'm being real. Kyle Dawkins was cut in 2023 from the UFC, worked his way back, and then KO'd Michel Pereira. Bo Nickel coming off a pretty nasty head kick. I don't know. This is a nothing burger fight to me. I don't think Bo Nickel's going to do a whole lot in the division. I don't think Kyle Dawkins will either. I don't know why it's above them, above Diego Lopez and Steve Garcia. And Bo Nickel's calling for a title shot after this, brother. Even if you win this, you're getting Izzy next, big dog. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You're just gonna be another. You're gonna be the next guy they feed Izzy to. I don't know. I just think I don't care about this fight. Why is Bo Nickel this late into the card? I don't get it. He's a good wrestler. I get that. Fantastic American wrestler. But I think he's just gonna end up having a boring, kind of stally fight with Dawkins, while Dawkins threatens submissions, and Bo Nickel maybe throws some ground and pound from like from a full control from a guard or something. I don't know. I don't really care. Getting into our next fight, we got Mauricio Hufi at number 9 versus Michael Chandler at number 13. How is Michael Chandler still ranked? What is this world? Who is he beating? Dan Hooker? Tony Ferguson on the downfall? I get it, he had close fights with people, but big whoop, he had close fights with people. That means something, but like when that's your entire accomplishment, it means nothing. It means nothing. Oh yeah, you had a close fight with Justin and Dustin, and then you had a decision with Charles where you hit him in the back of the head 47 times near the end and somehow get away with it. He's entertaining, I'll give him that. I just think he's going to get overexcited and Huffy's going to hit him with some kind of crazy, like, highlight reel KO. Crazy prediction for me here. Michael Chandler's still going to somehow still be ranked after this or something, if he doesn't retire or call for Conor McGregor. And he's going to get, like, Bobby Green if Bobby Green beats Terrence McKinney. I think that would actually be a pretty fun fight. Chandler versus Green might be entertaining. I might be cooking with that. Huffy's one loss in the UFC is BSD. That's not a bad loss at all. Chandler's loss to Patty, I don't think that's going to age well at all. I really think that's going to age very poorly as time goes on. I mean, even Huffy, he knows how to make adjustments. I'm not going to call the fighting nerds overrated. I mean, it's going to happen, like when they were all on their big win streaks, it's going to happen that you're going to get a lot of hype when you have a guy in almost every division doing a lot and beating a lot of guys. But, they didn't take bad losses. I think a lot of their reputation losses too much. But, Huffy lost and he felt like he needed to make the adjustment, so he switched gyms. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it shows that he is more focused on being the best fighter he can be. And I think we're going to see that a lot in this fight. I think he's going to put Chandler away within 2 with something flashy. I don't know. Probably some kind of head kick if I had to take a guess. I just think Chandler's going to get slimed out. I think this is the end of Chandler's career, hopefully, for his own good at this point. Up next, we got Josh Hokett versus Derek Lewis. Hokett is going to do very, very, very bad things to Derek Lewis. I think it's going to be done within probably a round. He's going to take him down, wear him out. If we see Derek Lewis make it into round 2, it's going to be bad. Going to be a big sweaty man stumbling around the arena, unable to throw a punch until Hokett takes him down. He's probably going to quit, if I'm being real. Hokett already does that to people. Really good wrestler. I'm going to make it clear I'm very biased. I'm from the same hometown as Josh Hokett. But, Hokett looks really great. Really fast striking. Maybe second in hand speed to Aspinall. I don't know if that's ridiculous to say, but he's very fast on the feet compared to most heavyweights. Has the cardio of 4 heavyweights put together. Maybe 6 Derek Lewis's, if I'm being 100% honest. And, I was going to say it in this video, but he took the words right out of my mouth in a recent interview. He's an idiot, but he's not stupid enough to stand and bang with Derek Lewis. He wants to win. He's there to win. I know he's playing a character and all that, but ultimately he does just care about winning and being the best fighter he can. And, fantastic chain wrestler, probably the best chain wrestler at heavyweight right now, maybe one of the best in the UFC. I don't see a whole lot of real chain wrestlers like him moving around that much anymore. I think it's just going to be around ground and pound TKO, maybe even a sub. I think he's just going to blast this man, Derek Lewis. He's going to destroy him. Lewis would not beat Blades again. That was a fluke. Blades would just take him down and control him if that ever happened again. And I think we're just going to see a Hokett masterclass here. I don't think Derek Lewis is going to have a single response for anything he does. Here's a picture of Fresno, my hometown. I took this earlier. Don't look it up. Right there on the left. Well, actually, no, that's Clovis North. Right here, this little building is Clovis High. That's where Josh Hokett went to college or high school. And he has great wrestling pedigree. I mean, placed high in NC2As. Bo Nichols said he was the only guy that tried to finish him. So he has a really good mentality. That's one thing with Hokit. He has a fantastic mentality that you don't see with a lot of fighters these days. He has that wrestler's mentality that we used to see a lot in the UFC. And he wants to win. He's there to win. And look, if he went after your favorite fighter, whether it's Poatan or Yuri or Olberg for some reason or Paulo Costa, I get it. You might not like him. But why the hell would you root for Derek Lewis? What the hell does Derek Lewis do for the sport? He's the worst kind of fighter. He's the worst kind of heavyweight. He gets these stupid fluke KOs over guys that are much better than him and would speed up the division and do things for the division. And, like, if you think Hokit's corny, fine, big deal. But don't root against him for Derek Lewis. He has entertaining fights. He's an entertaining fighter. His fight with Denzel Freeman was hilarious. He's an actual good athletic heavyweight. I mean, like, geez. I just don't get these people that root for Derek Lewis. I get he's funny, but, like, I mean, his win over Taliesin Teixeira, that could have been an early stoppage. And that man just got put in a tombstone. If you don't like Hokit because he made fun of one of your favorite fighters, what are you going to do if he goes up and he does beat Poatan or Cyril Gane or Aspinall, whoever's the champ? What are you going to do if Hokit ends up being the champ? I'm not saying it will happen. But right now, it looks like he has the skills to do it. Even if he is a small heavyweight, I don't think that means much, especially in the current state of heavyweight. And I don't think size matters that much in general for the UFC. In life, I don't think size matters that much, especially not for the UFC. I think it's just going to be Hokit absolutely blasting Derek Lewis. I think it's going to be comical how badly he beats this man. But enough of that rant. Also, one more thing. Not enough of that rant. I know the Topuria-Hokit thing happened. I'm going to be real. There are heavyweights Topuria knocks out. I'm not going to deny that. Hokit's not one of them. Hokit would roll that man up and smoke him like a blunt. Weight classes exist for a reason, especially with a guy like Hokit. Solid wrestler, fast striking, good head movement. What the hell is Ilya going to do to him? That's just delusion. I'm a big Ilya Glazer. I think he's going to be the greatest fighter we've ever seen. I'm going to get real. I'm going to get real Ryder with this one. I get goosebumps when I hear his walkout song. As soon as he walked out, as I heard that guitar start against Charles Oliveira, I knew it was over. That wouldn't happen with Hokit. Hokit would crush that man. Quite frankly, Hokit would beat a lot of light heavyweights too. I think he'd smoke Khalil Roundtree right now, if I'm being honest. God, I hate to say it. After Yuri's last fight, Yuri might do something stupid enough to lose to Hokit. I don't know. I'm a big Hokit fan. I think everyone should be. He's pretty much single-handedly saving the heavyweight division. I mean, what more do you want from the guy? He's entertaining. Sure, his bits are corny, but there's other times he's really funny. When he does get real, he's clearly an intelligent fighter. He said it himself. He's not going to stand with Derek Lewis. I just think he's very good for the UFC and for heavyweight specifically. I don't know. I'm excited to see where Josh Hokit goes. Up next, we got Sean O'Malley versus Amin Zahabi. I mean, I could totally see this being an O'Malley 29-28, and I think that'll finally be the death of the hype train. I like O'Malley. He's part of what got me into the sport. He clearly beat Song Yadong. I mean, it was a close fight, not a robbery. Yadong did not win that. But I think Amin Zahabi, the 38-year-old prospect, I mean, I don't think he's going to beat O'Malley, but I think O'Malley, I don't know, he's tough. I mean, it might be an O'Malley KO. I'm not sure. O'Malley's only loss in the UFC, only real losses are to Merab. That's not bad. Merab's the greatest bantamweight of all time at the moment until Jan starts doing more. I don't know. I don't think Amin has much for O'Malley. O'Malley does have good takedown defense. He was just against Merab. Like, what do you want from the man? If he wins this, he probably gets a title shot for Jan against Jan. I don't know how that'll go. I think he'll probably lose that. But, you know, especially with Merab breaking his nose, again, I think that'll be an O'Malley title shot in the bag if he wins this. Who knows, though? Next, we got Alex Pereira versus number one cheater, Cyril Gane. Somehow gets infinite title shots despite being eye poke and back of the head merchant. I'm going to take Alex Pereira. If Tai Tuivasa is almost knocking you out, I'm sorry. I'm just going to take Pereira. And I really don't like Cyril Gane. He's a fantastic fighter. He's just a damn cheater. He's one of the biggest cheaters in the sport. A lot of back of the head shots. You know, a lot of MMA YouTubers like Beowulf and I think it was Kenny Okoye too, and Marauder and Zombie Man J. They'll be like, oh, well, Cyril Gane was actually beating Tom Aspinall. He was putting belt to ass on Tom Aspinall. He was up 3 strikes and gave the man a bloody nose. It's crazy that, like, Gane can straight up lose a fight to Merab, Lose the first round, lose a round to Marcus McGee. Marcus McGee's good, but the man Jan lost a round to him. That's crazy. Like, let's be real for a minute. And they'll still glaze the hell out of him, but for some reason, Aspinall loses one round to Cyril Gahn. And all of a sudden, Cyril Gahn was going to beat him. He was up by 3 strikes. I mean, is Aspinall not allowed to have a bad round? I mean, Cyril Gahn, he just cheats. He defended, quote-unquote, defended Tom Aspinall's takedowns by raking his eyes. You could go back and watch it. He was trying to put his eyes in his face. He tried to use Tom Aspinall's head like a bowling ball. Why do people like Cyril Gahn? Why do you root for him? I think Pereira is going to probably put him away. I think light heavyweight, there's just a skill diff. Alex Pereira, his kickboxing pedigree. And, he's not like other light heavyweights. Like we saw Paulo Costa move up and whooped Azamat Murzakanov. I mean, Alex Pereira beat Izzy. He beat other middleweights. That win over Sean Strickland has aged unbelievably well. I don't think anyone saw it coming at the time, but that's probably Pereira's best win. He knocked out Sean Strickland easily. That's a crazy feat, right? If I'm being honest, that's an incredible feat. I don't know. I think he'll beat Gahn. I just don't like Gahn. I mean, I'm very biased because of my distaste toward Gahn. But he's good. I just don't think he's going to be enough for Pereira. And then I think Aspinall might come up beat Pereira. I don't know. This is an interesting one. I think, it could be a close fight for all I know, but I'm just seeing a Pereira KO for me. I don't think Gahn's going to have a whole lot for him. And then for the main event, we have Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje for the lightweight strap unification bout. I think this is going to be, just amazing grace. Yeah, we're going to see a Justin Gaethje 21 gun salute. Fun fact, the tomb of the unknown soldier, that was actually former presidents using Freemason magic to see in the future, and they saw Justin Gaethje getting decapitated by Ilia Topuria on the white. Maybe not even decapitated, probably just beaten to death. There's going to be a lot of follow-up hammer fists anyway. They actually built that tomb for Justin Gaethje. Afterward, they're going to carry him over to it. Yeah, Justin Gaethje coming off a win over Paddy Pimblett, that's all right. Ilia Topuria coming off of possibly the greatest win streak in that UFC history, knocking out Alexander Volkanovski, knocking out Max Holloway, who on paper till that point had never been knocked down. He was knocked down by Gaethje, but on paper never even been knocked down. He knocked the man out. Escapes. It's a little bit overrated, but he escapes Charles Oliveira on the ground and then knocks him the hell out. I think he's gonna beat Justin Gaethje bad. I don't even think it's gonna be fun or funny. I think it's gonna be like he's gonna be just throw in the damn towel if it makes it past any more than 2 minutes into 2.5 minutes into round one. This is gonna be tragic. Justin Gaethje, he's good. The head kick, people talk about it, meant nothing for Ilia. That was a fluke. That was like the Adriano Martinez knockout over Islam. It's just kind of a nothing burger. I just think, I don't know, Gaethje's good. I like Gaethje. I was pissed off that people had him over Pimblett. Good God, man. He's not meant to be fighting Topuria. I'm sorry. He's meant to be taking welterweight fun fights at this point in his career, I think. This is going to be a bad fight for him. Hopefully his retirement. I'm an Ilia by knockout in round one. I don't really know what else to say about it. So that's going to be my picks. Lopez by round 1 or 2 or 3 knockout. Nickel probably by decision. Huffy by a highlight reel KO in the second round against Chandler. Hoke by round 1 ground and pound TKO. O'Malley via decision. I'm going to take Pereira by knockout, probably within 3. And then Topuria, round 1 knockout. That's about it. I'll probably post my reactions to the card. If I'm dead wrong on a lot of them, I might not. If you think I'm an idiot in the comments for my picks, you can say something. I think these are all right picks. The only one that's a toss-up, I know I talked a lot of smack about Gahn, but honestly, it's a toss-up. I don't know, though. Because of him, we almost saw Taito Ivasa versus John Jones. This is the man, Cyril Gahn, almost died to a punch from Taito Ivasa. And it's not like Tuivasa's done great since then. It's not like he's been dropping people like that. I don't know. I think most of these fights are pretty one-sided. The only one I could see going either way is Pereira Gahn. And honestly, that's a pretty interesting fight. But if you think I'm an idiot, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Post-editing MMA peer. Also, I want to mention, Teixeira got put on a T-shirt by, it was Sergey Pavlovich, and then he called out Josh Hokett. And that's going to be a really entertaining fight. I don't know how it goes, but I do think the winner of that will probably get a title shot in the future. So that'll be really interesting. Post-editing MMA peer. Also, I want to mention, Teixeira got put on a T-shirt by, it was Sergey Pavlovich, and then he called out Josh Hokett. And that's going to be a really entertaining fight. I don't know how it goes, but I do think the winner of that will probably get a title shot in the future. So that'll be really interesting. Post-editing MMA peer. Also, I want to mention, Teixeira got put on a T-shirt by, it was Sergey Pavlovich, and then he called out Josh Hokett. And that's going to be a really entertaining fight. I don't know how it goes, but I do think the winner of that will probably get a title shot in the future. So that'll be really interesting. Post-editing MMA peer. Also, I want to mention, Teixeira got put on a T-shirt by, it was Sergey Pavlovich, and then he called out Josh Hokett. And that's going to be a really entertaining fight. I don't know how it goes, but I do think the winner of that will probably get a title shot in the future. So that'll be really interesting. Post-editing MMA peer. Also, I want to mention, Teixeira got put on a T-shirt by, it was Sergey Pavlovich, and then he called out Josh Hokett. And that's going to be a really entertaining fight. I don't know how it goes, but I do think the winner of that will probably get a title shot in the future. So that'll be really interesting. Post-editing MMA peer. Also, I want to mention, Teixeira got put on a T-shirt by, it was Sergey Pavlovich, and then he called out Josh Hokett. And that's going to be a really entertaining fight. I don't know how it goes, but I do think the winner of that will probably get a title shot in the future. So that'll be really interesting. Post-editing MMA peer. Also, I want to mention, Teixeira got put on a T-shirt by, it was Sergey Pavlovich, and then he called out Josh Hokett. And that's going to be a really entertaining fight. I don't know how it goes, but I do think the winner of that will probably get a title shot in the future. So that'll be really interesting. Post-editing MMA peer. Also, I want to mention, Teixeira got put on a T-shirt by, it was Sergey Pavlovich, and then he called out Josh Hokett. And that's going to be a really entertaining fight. I don't know how it goes, but I do think the winner of that will probably get a title shot in the future. So that'll be really interesting. Post-editing MMA peer. Also, I want to mention, Teixeira got put on a T-shirt by, it was Sergey Pavlovich, and then he called out Josh Hokett. And that's going to be a really entertaining fight. I don't know how it goes, but I do think the winner of that will probably get a title shot in the future. So that'll be really interesting. Post-editing MMA peer. Also, I want to mention, Teixeira got put on a T-shirt by, it was Sergey Pavlovich, and then he called out Josh Hokett. And that's going to be a really entertaining fight. I don't know how it goes, but I do think the winner of that will probably get a title shot in the future. So that'll be really interesting.